Hello, people, and welcome to BTG. This is your host, Mr. Shaker. You may know me from such songs as After Call. And in case you don't know what this channel is about, this is pretty much where I discuss a certain topic or a range of topics while gameplay is playing in the background. And today we will be playing Halo Wars, and actually we might be playing that for the majority of our videos. The topic I want to start off with first is Trump. Now I know that some of you may have certain opinions on, well, actually everyone has an opinion on Trump, good or bad, but in my honest opinion, I would just say that regardless of his policies, the only thing that I can say I truly admire about the guy is that he's not really a politician. I mean, I've heard about people discussing this all these years, or they actually asked for it. They wanted someone that was upfront and wasn't a politician or a political puppet. And as the old aphorism goes, be careful what you wish for. So now we're stuck with Trump, and even though I don't think that he's as bad as some people like to put it, pretty much what people like to say about him. They think that he's this type of, I guess you would call it some antichrist or something like that, but to be honest with you, he's more of a, I would say it's more of a jokester, not much really a puppet. And I think that's actually great that no one can really manipulate him. He's pretty much his own person. And this is probably one of the first times we actually can be certain that he is. Unless you, of course, want to talk about Russia, which some people like to say that is pretty much backing him and helped him with the election. And I don't know, just to be honest with you, I didn't expect him to win. I actually thought Hillary was going to win. I mean, Hillary did win all the popular votes, but Trump won the election. But I know some people may say, oh, he won. That's kind of bad. He could get us in World War III, but I did hear some, I'm not certainly sure about it, but I did hear that Hillary was actually more advocating for a war than he was. So we may have dodged a bullet, but who knows? World War III could just be an inevitability. But the thing I do find just a bit ironic is that people that are supposed to be conservative and are supposed to be patriotic, some of them actually agree more with Putin than they do with the Democratic Party. And you can agree with certain politicians more or less. It's just that if you're supposed to be a patriot or nationalistic, then agreeing with someone from another country, especially someone that America is supposed to have a rivalry with, it can be quite, I would say that can lead to a schism. Just that discrepancy. Because if you have people that were supporting Putin during Obama's administration, I don't know if you've seen some of the memes where it had Putin and it would have some text and it's pretty much about Obama. It pretty much would have Putin, like have a picture of Putin and it would say, Obama, I never heard of her. And that was just the underlying joke, and kind of like how Voss said, one time it's funny, two times it's annoying. But just for me, it's just that, you only can say things so many times before it becomes that's how your opinion or that's how you feel about that certain topic. And now you have people that didn't really like Obama that much, and some people loved Obama. Then now you got people that, but then they liked Putin. Now you have people that don't really like Trump that much or think that he's a joke, but then they admire Putin. And Putin is actually more of a serious politician than, well, Obama or Trump, and actually is a long-running president of Russia, or at least a politician with had a great influence in Russia for many years. So, pretty much, I would just say is that we have a guy like that who may not have America's best interest at heart. Just having that divide in America, it just wouldn't be too pleasant. I would just say in the long run. Because if you have people that are sort of a bit pro-Russia, even the slightest degree, it could just create some chaos. And I know you have a lot of things that are, and I mean, just within the state that the country's in right now, with the whole, with the whole alt-right thing going on, and and actually that is what I want to discuss. That's pretty much what I want to talk about next. But before I talk about that, I just want to talk about Pewdiepie. Like, I'm not sure how did that even happen. Like, I mean, this guy is not even. I don't even know how that even occurred with him. Just because, I mean, this should be honest, it's ridiculous. This guy's not even racist. He only said like the N-word one time. I mean, he was playing bully, and all he said was "igga." That was it. That's all he said. And then, I mean, I know some people might not find that video, and I mean, that wasn't even racial. It's like, I just feel like some people, they take things way too serious and out of context. And to be honest, I know some people think, whose fault is it? Is it the left, the right, the liberals, the conservatives? But to be honest with you, it's really both parties are kind of at fault. Because you have this sort of racial movement, this, I wouldn't want to say white supremacist, but let's just say that you have this movement that pretty much identifies with those certain ideologies that people may question or disagree with. And that movement, as aggressive as it may seem or not seem, regardless of the fact, that movement has created some division or some aggressiveness on the other parties. Because let's be honest, the alt-right thing has been compared to with the Nazi Party, and as you all heard the story in World War II, I know you have some Holocaust deniers, but regardless, World War II happened. You had the whole concentration spill, so the issue is that that was a major event in the 20th century. And the thing is that if you're not careful, you can repeat history, and that's why you have those people that are on, I should say, liberals. They're trying to fight so hard against that is because they don't want to see a repeat. As the alt-right, they don't want to see a repeat of something, or not even a repeat. They don't want to see something new that could possibly hurt them. And to be honest with you, I do understand their point to a certain degree, especially this diversity thing. Like, mind you, another thing, what was it called? Oh yeah, affirmative action. That was created because there were certain people that had high credentials who were black. I mean, I could say of colored, but let's be honest, it's black and white in America. It's really, that's the main division. It's really just only black and white. So, pretty much affirmative action created to try to help out disadvantaged black people, at least black people who had the credentials, but because they were too dark, or at least they, I guess another way of saying it is they failed the paper brown or brown paper bag test. That's why they couldn't get the job. And like, there were people that had college degrees and were very experienced, and they just didn't get it because of their color. They were discriminated against, at least. And pretty much that's where affirmative action comes in. And I think affirmative action issue is that it is a hire more black people rather than it being let's hire people based on credentials. And pretty much it's a double-edged sword, because if you don't hire people that are different colors, like, are you doing it because you're against them, or are you actually saying, oh, they don't have the credentials? But it's like, what happens if what if there's a scenario where you actually had people that had the same credentials, but they were just different colors? Then pretty much at that point it's whose personality is better, or which one does the company agree with? And mind you, I did see this one thing where they had this study for college where they said that if they wrote, they pretty much, if the person had a similar degree and similar background, but the only difference is that they had two different names. One was John, the other one was Jerome. John was more likely to get called back by, the headhunters for jobs. And speaking of headhunters, I pretty much just lost my basis game. It's pretty much over for me on this case. I probably should have been more careful here, but honestly, I don't know what I was thinking, but whatever the case, my whole issue is I know that people like to put those statistics out, but me, I'm very analytical in this, I want to know what were the other variables. I know people may choose someone based on the name, because they want to know, or they want someone that's easier to talk to, or not easier to talk to, but more or less, if it's tough to pronounce someone's name, it might be a little tough, just in case you don't want to offend the person. Because what if the person not even was Jerome? What if it was something else, right? Like it was Malik and they say Malik. And then Malik is going to be upset because people decided to mispronounce the name. I mean, unless people intentionally mispronounce someone's name, then that's definitely an issue, but I don't know. There was just a lot of factors that were missing, like which areas did he apply to? Or did the researchers apply to? Ah, dang, they got me. But, sorry, but, there's just other missing factors of the study. All they said was, they just made it seem as though it was just based on the name, and that's why the guy was less likely to get hired. But even if that's the case, which states did they apply to? Which types of jobs? What was the degree? Was it a business degree? They really didn't elaborate. But I think that is some of the problems with these, I guess you want to call them the whole SJW crowd. Now mind you, I'm not really on anyone's side. I really don't hold a strong opinion between the right or the left so much, but I think we all can agree the whole social justice warrior crowd, they're just, I mean, it's like it's just a swarm of them, kind of like how you're seeing right here. They just came after me. There's no escaping them for some reason. But I don't know, just I don't know, it's just funny how dang, this is just terrible. I may still have a chance. I know I only have 17, but I only have like a little over 1,700, but I have made a comeback before. Just depends on my team. Wait, no, they got scares, and Nah, I think it's over, but but I don't know. Still, just for me, I don't like what happened with Pewdiepie. He wasn't one of my favorite YouTubers, but he definitely he definitely made videos. Definitely made some good videos. And I just hope it's not over, for him. I think he can recover. I mean, not like me. There was no recovery for me in this game. As you can see, I know the game's over for me, but I don't know if you people, if you want just speaking about the game, like right now you see the rest of the battles going. I don't know if you want me to ever stay on and overlook the whole battlefield until the game's over, even if I am out, or if you just want me to leave the game as soon as I end it. Just let me know in the comment section. But I don't know. I pretty much think that this game's over. I'm not sure if my team will win. And also, if you would kindly leave some suggestions about other topics you may want me to talk about or rant on. Well, jeez. And well, I guess this was a nice discussion, and well, again, this is your host, Mr. Shaker, and I am out.